Hello everyone, welcome to Flotsam with me, Banto. Survival on the ocean, and we played this a little bit before, but a new update came out that fixed a bunch of different things. So hopefully the game is gonna run a bit better. Also got a new setup, so I upgraded to Ryzen 3600, and it's doing really good for me so far with a lot of things. But we had to make a new game. You can't load my previous game, so we will have to make a new one, but let's not be too negative about that, and instead we will focus on making it better than we did before, right? Well, that is it then. Garbage floods wiped away our village. Perhaps we should stop sticking on these useless rocks and go explore. Who needs land? These endless blue waves, that's all we need. The flooded world's our oyster. Let's polish the plastic into beautiful pearls. If only we weren't out of fuel. So what should we name our town? Bottleberg. I kinda like the name, but I'm gonna pick a random a few times. This name I really like, Shark's Gate. It sounds pretty awesome, pretty epic. I haven't seen any sharks in the game. I do not think they exist yet, but this is an early access game, so it's very early access, so it's a little bit limited of all the things you can do in the game, but I really do enjoy the game very much. So here we're settling out. For anyone who has seen this game before, this is now starting our town heart, and from here we will be expanding our kingdom with our little drifters. And we do have 3 different ones, so guys, if you have names, once again drop them in the comments and I will be selecting 3 people that will be joining us. So let's get started. So what you do in the beginning of this game is that you want to gather all these beautiful treasures. We want to gather some plastic, but we also want to gather some wood. So we will have one drift to swim to this one, another to this one. So that should be pretty good. And we also do have one of these points of interest. We get a sailboat on the rocks. Some drifters trying to make a town on this island. Bad idea with all the garbage floods. A sailboat has been wrecked on a cliff though. Perhaps we can make use of the mast. So this one has some mast, it has some rope and also some metal scraps. So that's gonna be super useful, but we can't go there yet. We need to make a boat to be able to go there because we can only be within this region so far. This is how far your drifters can swim. So we are gonna be staying within here for now until we get more things. And we're gonna be doing some walkways, we're gonna do some storage. And we're probably gonna start with first some walkway, just to get a little bit of distance away from the town hearth. And then we're probably gonna spread out like a spider web like around our town heart. I think that's gonna work pretty good. But we can't also make it too far, so we're probably gonna go maybe one more step. Let's wait for them to gather, so we have 16 in plastic and we can build this far. And we also do have, as you can see, one guy that's not really doing much, so if you want you can click this thing. That allows 2 drifters to be gathering from the very same one. So that's pretty awesome. So now we do have 16, let's make it a little bit longer, so something like that. And I must say, I'm really looking forward for them to keep developing this game, because already it's a pretty awesome game. But it is a little bit limited, the game. I have played it a little bit at the side, and if I were you, I might wait with buying it until it gets further developed. But if you really want to enjoy it already, from watching what you see here, definitely give it a try. So now we are getting this little path here. We are gonna need some drying racks, and what you do for these is that you dry wood. You also dry fish on them. So wood you will be used for making, for example, firewood that you will be using for fixing your water. So you will take salt water and turn it into normal water, so it will be drinkable. And also we need to dry the planks to get the firewood, and also need to dry the fish to be able to eat that. But dried fish direct from the ocean, it is not very nutritious, so we had to get something better pretty early on. But it's still a little bit into the game, so just at the very start here. So what do we want to get to go outside our boundary we had around our town heart is that we do need to make some mooring points, and on these places we can moor boats. We can have salvage boats, we can also have fishing boats. This one is for fishing, and this one is for gathering different things that you have around here. And when you need to go outside of the boundary and maybe you want to go to the sailboat on the rocks, something like that. That's when you will be using the boats. So let's see, on this one, we want to start with drying some wood, because we do not have any fishing going on at the moment at all, so that's the only real thing we can put there. So to do the mooring point, we will need to have one rope, and to get rope we need to use our woodworking shed. So I'm gonna do actually another drying rack so we can dry more wood at the same time. And these are pretty awesome because they just delivered here and they will keep drying there on their own, so you don't have to put so much work to it. It's just magically gonna dry up and it's gonna be awesome. And I do like to have quite a few of these because it does take a little bit of while to dry it up, and I know that we're gonna use a lot of dry wood for our firewood. So we have to have a lot of that so we can get some clean water, drinkable water. But I think 3 for now should be pretty good. We are getting a little bit of dry wood. Something that is also really useful to set up, you can do it pretty early on if you want to, is that if you go to the produce output, you can access this by pressing P on your keyboard. There's probably a button somewhere that I don't know of. It's probably somewhere, I'm not entirely sure where it is. And as you can see, we ran out of storage, so we do need to make some storage, and then we can do some small storage yard, and it can be good to have them sitting close to the drying racks. Why is that? Because I want to be able to, for example, have these hold wood so they can just walk between these two really quickly, to deliver between, because walking does take a lot of time. As you can see, they do not run very fast. They do jump around, very cute, but it doesn't go very fast, so it can be very useful to set that up really good. But with this thing, you can set up, for example, like I want to have 30 dry wood, and whenever we have 30 dry wood, they're gonna stop to produce that, and we can do the same for dried fish. So that way you will be not spending too much time on that, and they can do other tasks. And something I learned when playing this a little bit is that don't be afraid for getting more people, even though that your food and your water is like going down, because it can be pretty scary sometimes, this game. It can go down pretty fast and you feel like, oh, I'm never getting past this point. When you get more people, you will be able to have them here when you have many people. So then you can have designated people for, like, some people go to landmarks, you can have them to prioritize constructing things, and I like to have constructing up. So far I kind of put them to have that for most of them, just to ensure that whenever I need to actually construct something, I will be making sure that they will do so. But now in the beginning I don't think it's super important, but then later we will have crafting and workshops. So that's where we make like firewood and water gathering and desaltinating. That's the thing I missed before, because I thought that this was part of this one. But there are separate things, and this is also for cooking, and this is for hauling, fishing and salvaging. So this can be really useful, but to my experience it feels like it's better to mess around with that a little bit later in the game. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. We need to dry a lot of wood, and maybe we want to have even more drying racks. So let's see if we can put out some more of these. We can make them bigger. When I press X I can make it bigger, and I'm gonna allow this one to be, let's go for free net, why not, why not? Get that beautiful plastic treasure. Okay, so there we go. We also need to make beds, guys. That's something we need to do. But before I get them some beds, or should I do it directly? We can move this later, by the way. We can destroy them and make new ones. So for now, just to save some resources, to not build paths everywhere, I'm just going to be putting one of those homes to be right next to Town Heart. And I do store some resources in here, as you can see. We do have some plastic, we do have some food and water and things. So, and this big bottle. So there we go, we can make another bed. We want to make sure to have a place to sleep. I'm gonna name one of my guys, let's see here. I'm gonna be this dude, Barney. This is gonna be Banto. We gotta have one Banto, right? But we do have semi-flot and also Aurora Malfrit. So we do have those two, one guy, one girl, that is open for name grabs. So let's see, do we want to make another? I think we want to make another here. Have it to be for free, why not? Then we can do the last bed, but we're probably going to move these later on, but just to save a little bit of plastic for not having to make the walkways right now, we can just destruct them later. So the next thing we should be getting should be the woodworking shed, but we do need more plastic to do that one. Ooh, I do hear the big whale, look at that guy. I think this guy looks so awesome. I wonder if in the future if there's like plans that you will be able to like hunt him or something like that. Or if it's gonna be like a threat to your town or something. He's freaking huge, like look at him how big he is. It's pretty awesome. So now we can make a woodworking shed, and it would make sense, sorta, I guess, to have it close here, because then we dry the wood here. We keep the wood here before drying it, and when it's dried, it might go back to another stockpile, and then goes into here, the woodworking shed, where we will be producing ropes now, but also later firewood. So it should be a pretty good place, I would say. Are you all sleeping? Cozy? Okay, there we go. Woodworking shed is done. I'm gonna make 2 ropes. And then we do have this button. This will auto-queue, so if you want to, you can set it up to be auto-queued. I normally do not like to do it in the beginning, because I feel like to spend too much time then. But you can also set up here to how much you want to have, so like 25 would be good. I feel like this one doesn't always work. I think there's like a value like below and above. I guess mostly above, maybe below as well, where if I set it to 20 you will still make it up like 30 or something. Feels like that's what has happened to me at least. And for ropes, only 10. We're not gonna auto-queue it, so it doesn't matter, but yeah, there we go. So now we should be able to make a mooring point. That was what we wanted, right? So I feel like I would like to make a walkway somewhere, because I don't like to have it like too close. We do have a lot of plastic now though, so I'm gonna do that one, and then we can do a mooring point very, very far out. Because I do know that when you build them in too much, they will have a little bit of trouble to navigate around, ramming into the walkways and things. Looks pretty funny, but not so good, I guess. So then we're gonna get that one, but we will also need to get salvage boats, so we do need to gather more plastic. We do have some here. So let's maybe focus around the plastic area, like that. And this one I'm gonna remove for now, because we don't focus on that one. And that should be pretty good. I might wanna loot a little bit there, just to clean it up a little bit. Bento cleaning the ocean. So at the moment we do not need too much firewood. We will need it later though, because when we're gonna use the distiller, it removes salt from seawater to generate fresh water, and that one requires us to craft firewood. Warning, flammable. Who knew? That's strange, right? Okay, so now we can actually build our first boat, and we're gonna start with the salvaging boat. That's the first one we're gonna go for. So this will allow us to go outside of our boundary that we had here in the beginning. We can go gather here, and when we get a fishing boat, we can go gather some fish outside of there, so we can get some new food, because we do need to get some food. But the biggest reason, one of the biggest reasons, is that we want to be able to go to the sailboat on rocks to gather these things. Because when we gather those things and the master, we'll be able to build a structure that allows us to travel along the ocean to different points of interest and gather different things that we are gonna need for our survival and expanding everything. And we're just gonna start with, I think, 1 boat. That should be good enough, right? But I will be making a new small storage yard. It's good to have, because it's looking kind of full. And if we can make the path shorter from our salvage boats, I might be able to spend a little bit less time walking around, because like I said, walking around, it does take a lot of time, Also going on the boats is a lot faster than, you know, swimming around. So there we go, guys, we got our boat, and who's gonna be going on the ocean, we will see. So I'm gonna send whoever's gonna be taking a boat to go to the sailboat. So it looks like our girl Aurora is going over there for some adventure. So that's what's gonna allow us to travel. And hopefully this time, guys, we can go maybe a little bit further than last time. Depending on if there's gonna be a patch that breaks the game and so on, but it's kind of to be expected with updates in early access to, like, at least in very early alphas, that things like that can happen. But we're going there to gather. We might want to go and gather a little bit outside here. I feel like we don't really need more wood. We are pretty good on wood for now. Have over 80 wood, even though some of it needs to get dried on our drying racks. But I might want to gather a little bit like of plastic, would be nice. So there we go, guys. We gathered it all. And it's pretty cool if you do watch what you're doing here. They are actually going around and gathering things. So it's pretty cool if you actually pay attention. I didn't do it this time, but it's pretty cool that you can actually see what things they're picking. So, because sometimes it could be some boats and they pick a lot of wood in it, and like pretty much these trucks, they are a boat that was sitting on rocks. So it looks pretty cool. I sort of want to make another mooring point, because I do know that we are gonna need more. So I'm gonna make another one next to the one we have here, as close as we can put it. Because we have like a limited amount of space. You see this round circle? You can only build within this circle. That's the area that you can build in. And this one, where do we wanna have our sails? I sort of feel like I want to make a little walkway, just to make it look a little bit nicer. Get it away. We could have it hooked directly next to our heart. I don't know if that, maybe that is a good idea. Let's have it there. That might be nice. Then we can make paths from that one instead. But we're getting some plastics, so that's really good. But we also do need to get a distiller now. This is where we will be getting water. And where do we want to have this one? Maybe next to our stockpiles over here, or here maybe. Let's go there. So there we go, we got a sail. That means that we can sail away. So if we go down here, we can go to the freshwater oasis. Whoop, the rain got trapped in here. This should be drinkable enough. So this place features water and oil. So let's travel over there with the shark gate. It would be kind of funny if it was named Shark Bait. Okay, so now we're in a new place. So a thing that you have to think about first when you go to the new place for the first time is that you do have to set up new things, because it's a new place to gather things. So I'm gonna gather a little bit more plastic over there. And as you can see at this place, we do have this one, the freshwater oasis. So this one contains water, and we also have factory ruins. So this one contains oil, and oil will be used for when you're traveling on the map later on. So you can see these icons here. That means they require oil to go to. So later on we'll be able to go to Seagull Nest, which has animals, abandoned town. An abandoned town feels like it's kind of random what kind of things it has. It can be different every time. And this one have villagers and abandoned town, and I would say going for villagers, at least in the beginning, is better than going for seagulls. At least that's what I think. Because it seems like you often get like 2 villagers, and villagers can do many tasks, meanwhile seagulls can only do 1, and seagulls can only do 2. And they don't only seem to move like 1 item at a time. Like they can skip a lot of things because they fly over things, and they fly faster. But it feels like, at least in the beginning, it feels better to have villagers. Okay, so now we can make water. And we might want to set this up so we're not going to make more than like 20, let's say that. And I'm gonna put to auto-queue that. And I'm also gonna auto-queue firewood, or actually let's just make firewood. I don't want to make them too busy, we only have 3 people. But to fix the water, we could go to the freshwater oasis. That will have 25 water, which is something we really deeply gonna need. And I might want to... Actually, let's see here. Let's go for fishing boats, so we can start to get some food. We have 22, but we want to make sure that we are able to get food. And that means also that we will need to get more drying racks, because we have to dry the fish as well. I feel like I want to make a little pathway somewhere around here, just so we can sort of get around later. Are we gonna wait until we have 24? Should be pretty good. So what you could do now if you want to, and I'm gonna do it this time, is to take the water gatherings, like make sure that, for example, Sammy, then he will be working with making water. And you can have another person, for example, let's take Banto. But Banto will focus a little bit more on the crafting. So that means that he would be working here. Currently is Aurora working there. But that's the priority thing that you can use if you want to. So this way we should be getting water. And I do think we have someone over here, right? Yes. Banter's gathering water. So it looks like I brought 10 bottles with me. That's awesome. I'm coming over to water, everybody. Hope you can enjoy it. Something I'm also trying today, guys, that's different since I got my new Ryzen CPU, is that I'm trying to do the encoding instead with my CPU rather than my graphics card. Because now the CPUs may be more powerful than my graphics card with rendering. The graphics card I have is a NVIDIA GTX 1060 6GB, and then I have a Ryzen 3600. I would like to upgrade my computer like my graphics card in the future, but I feel like it's kind of far away at the moment. Because graphics card is, I feel like they are still maybe a bit expensive. There are some weird lags in this game sometimes, but it just seems to be the alpha or something. I feel like I have less since I upgraded my computer, but it still happens from time to time, that's for sure. So now we have a little bit more water. We do need to fix our food. So we can set up some fishing zones. Let's see, where do we have some fish? Should see some splashing in the water. Still no fish on this one. If there's no fish on this one, that must be the first time that I actually ever experienced that there are no fish. That's interesting. If that's the case, we might have to go pretty early on. But we do want to make sure we salvage from those, that's for sure. But I'm a little bit surprised. I want to make another mooring point. That means we need to make another rope. So we'll go here, make a rope, then we can... let's do 2 of them, why not? And then we can do some more firewood so we can keep making water. But we should try to get out of here really quickly. Just ensure that we can get some fish. I'm very surprised. It feels like there's some fish hiding that I just missed or something. Yep, seems to be the case. No fish at this place. Very surprised, like I said, very surprised. But we're gonna make another mooring point, and I'm gonna make one maybe at this side. Should we have it at the same? I feel like I want to have it at this side. And then I would like to get another salvage boat so we can have 2 people salvaging the ocean. Nice, we salvaged everything from that one. Now we just have to get oil from the factory ruins so we can use that oil when we're gonna travel here, because we need fuel to be able to go to the Lonely Islands, and that's where I want to go. What we could do for now, we can try at least, we have some drifters swimming out, since we only have 1 boat. If we want to get a little bit more plastic. So now we have 28. Let's see, what did I put the main thing for water? 20. I think we might go for just 15 just to keep them less busy with that for now. And firewood, let's only do like 15 or even 10. So keep it pretty low in the beginning. But dry fish and dry wood, I feel like that's pretty safe to do a little bit more because it kind of handles itself. So it still kind of works pretty good. But yeah, I do see that we need to go pretty soon. There we go, we got the oil. Let's see, can we travel directly? Okay, we have to wait for them to get back, but after we get back, then we're gonna travel to the Lonely Islands. So now we have some swimmers. Who is swimming? Is it Aurora? Yo! So they do swim slower and also carry less. You can see they carry 5, and I think they carry around 10 when they go on the boat. So it's a little bit more. Yeah, you can carry 10 on the boat. So faster and also more every time. So boats is definitely a win. You don't want to swim later on. So now we have the oil. Let's go to Lonely Islands and get some new people, guys. Wanna get some more villagers. The food is really low. Like, I really hope we have a fish here, because if we don't have fish here, we're gonna have trouble. And it would be insane if the game actually didn't have any fish. That would be crazy. We do have some fish there. I just want to check around. So we do have one closer here, so I'm gonna go for that to begin with. And I'm just gonna go directly to get these 2 people. Sushi and Juniper, so 2 girls. So guys, give me a name request. We have 4 people open for names now. So 3 girls and 1 dude. So now we do want to get some more dryings, because we need to dry... We do need to dry some fish, but first I feel like I'm gonna get a little path here. So something like that. And we're gonna wait maybe. Oh, okay, so how much should we need? 10 per each. So they have joined us. Awesome. Welcome. Hello. But we do need to get more houses like it said down there, so that's another thing we need to do. And these are pretty interesting. The abandoned shack here. Another lonely soul tried to make a home with driftwood. Maybe they left some supplies, so we can scavenge the ruins of this island, and maybe some ancient technology could be found here as well. We could use this for our research, so that's research points, and also something that is like, okay, you don't know what you're getting, and I like that, but I might wait. Should we wait? It's pretty close, so let's just go for it. So let's see, maybe we do have, we can swim to some trash or treasure. Looks like we don't, everything is outside this time. But let's see what we find on this one. It would be lovely if we find some food, that would be terrific. And also maybe some... oh, we did find some food, canned food. That's awesome. And they give 1 in nutritional value. When you dry a fish it only goes 0.5, so it's a pretty big difference. So this one didn't have so much. So if we want, already if we want to, we could go to the next one, already. If we want to. So we could go for this one, the leaking water tower. And it's important in this game also, you can never go backwards, you can only go forwards. So you can never go this one, back to that one, and back like that. So we can go to leaking water tower, we can go to overgrown wooden ship, and we can also go to factory ruins. And I think we were doing pretty good with water for now. But if we go to this one, that's another thing. You have to think where can I go when I go to this one? So for this one we can also go to the church, which I have actually never been at. Maybe someone up there could help us out. Let's investigate the building. I kind of feel like I want to go to the church. I want to get more people though, so But if we go to this one, we're definitely gonna get water, so we're just gonna move on directly to that one. I hope... It's not sure that I got the food now though. I think I missed the food because I went away too fast, so let's take on my side. Oh, the viaduct, it has a lot of metal scrap, 32. Look at the concrete island over there. The beach-shed metal manatees could be dismantled to make our next building, yes. Oh, maybe I did get the food anyway. Yeah, okay, so it doesn't hurt to go because they will still be delivering it. Oh, that's awesome. That makes me a lot more happy about that. So here we have a lot of plastic, and I wonder if it's worth to use the boat here, because then you have to go around. So I have a feeling that it's, for a situation like this, it's just go and swim in water because it's so close. And we do have a pretty good amount of water, so I don't feel we have to really go for that for now. We're just gonna gather plastic, I think. And then we're gonna make some more drying racks. So in these we're gonna be mostly having fish. So that means we might be doing some cooking here for making delicious food later on. So for fish here, I might want to have like 3 or 4 of those in the beginning. Like 4 would probably be pretty good. And I might do more with wood later, because I know that you do spend wood very fast. When you get going with making water and firewood and everything like that, and like it's gonna go up really quick. So there we go, 4 drying racks for fish, can be awesome. And that's the only way we really get the food in the beginning now, for doing it this way. So let's see, we do have 10 points, so we can actually research. So I recommend to go for fish kebab early on, because this one will make your food give 1 instead of 0.5. But it also requires metal scrap, and we're really lucky because this place do have some metal scrap. So I'm gonna send a boat over here and gather some metal, because then we will be able to do our first improve the food, the fish kebab. So this one requires some plastic, some wood, and also 14 in metal scrap. So that's really good that we had that little island thing. Let's see how it looks. Oh, okay, so it's like a road with a lot of vehicles, so that's where we'll be gathering all of the metal from. But before we continue that, let's see here. I want to put out a fishing place. And we might be leaving this place also pretty early. Like, you don't really have to stay much. I sort of wish that we would be staying a little bit longer, but many times there's no like real reason to do so, unfortunately. So for now we're gonna be drying some fish here. We might be changing it to wood pretty early on, because when you do have the fish kebab thing, you don't have to dry the fish anymore. You just use firewood and then you cook something. So now since we have more people, I feel like I want to have... Let's have Juniper. Juniper sinks. I hope she's not gonna sink when she's out fishing, you know? I really hope not. But like the more people you get, the more I feel like, okay, we can probably set up some priorities to keep the town running. So for example, let's say Aurora, for example. She could be our cook when we're gonna get one. So that way we know that we will be producing water, we will be producing food, we will gather the food from the water. We will also be crafting firewood, so we will have all of those things like running together. And everyone else, pretty much one person, Sushi, will be able to go around and see what needs to be done and do those things, hopefully. But there we get some dry fish. And by the way, have you played that little game, like a fishing game when we were a kid? When you have like a fishing pole and there's like a lot of fishes in it, and you hold the pole and then you try to fish them up as they bite randomly. These fishes do remind of that. I have a feeling that the idea behind these guys comes from that kids game. I still enjoy playing it sometimes just for the fun. So I'm not sure if you've seen that one, but... So this one, guys, we're gonna have another salvage boat, so we can have 2 salvage boats and 1 fishing boat. But I feel like it's going pretty good here, so we can still already do the fish kebab. Just a little bit more metal and we can do this one. We probably need to get some more of storage, I can definitely see that. So 1 more in there, should be good. Okay, so now they're coming back with some metal, looks like. So as you can see here now, there aren't so many cars here anymore. That's because we have been gathering all the metal from them. So it's pretty cool. I like that small little detail. So let's see here. I think we can do some food somewhere around here, like there maybe. That's gonna be awesome. But guys, this is gonna be it for today with Flotsam. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I'm sorry we had to restart, but I got a new update and I couldn't load my previous game. But like I said also, 4 names guys, 3 girls, 1 guy, give names and I will be picking 4 names to be joining us. And thanks for watching today's episode, hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe and also hit the bell if you want to get notified when I upload videos. So thanks for watching today guys, and see you next time everybody.